Hey polish fans, it's Caroline again and welcome to another video here at Wildwind Lacquer. In today's video we are doing more of my destash project. We are going drawer by drawer through my newly organized collection and deciding what I'm keeping and what I am destashing. So as I've been mentioning, I don't really have a specific number of polishes in mind to destash. I've had a lot of these polishes for a number of years. I started seriously collecting and actually discovered indie brands around 2018, somewhere around there. Prior to that, I collected a lot of mainstream polishes, and I couldn't even tell you the year that I started collecting those, but it was at least, oh goodness, that's pushing it. Probably, I don't know, 2005 or something like that. So a lot of the mainstreams I've had for quite a long time. In any case, that being said, that means my collection spans quite a number of years. So over that time, my tastes have changed. What I bought, almost 20 years ago might not exactly be what I'm looking to wear today. And if you're new, basically right at this moment, my collection is sitting somewhere between 5,000 and 7,000 bottles, which I know is a lot. So I'm trying to sort of whittle that down. I also am still going through the 2,000 bottles of nail polish that I got in that estate haul. That is that 2,000 bottle gap there between the 5,000 and 7,000, because I know I'm not keeping all of those, but they are still in my possession at the moment. So we are going through drawer number 3 today, and we are looking at bees. So what I've been doing is just going through bottle by bottle and deciding if I'm keeping it or not. So let's go ahead and dig in. The first one, needs a really good shake. This is one of my few bottles from Borghese, and I only have this one, which I think is, I was going to say French white, but it seems to be Bianco white tip. And then I also have Ecstasy Indigo. Ecstasy Indigo is not going anywhere. This is actually one of my very first nearly black nail polishes that I found. I couldn't even tell you where I got it. Probably Big Lots or someplace like that. Maybe the drugstore. But I got this probably 2006 or 2007. Instantly fell in love with it on my nails. That's not going anywhere. The white did come to me in a mystery box. It's an off-white. There's like a little bit of like an ecru sort of a eggshell coloring going on in there. So I do want to hold on to that one. I have to do a little bit of shuffling here to get a little bit of room for our ones that we've already given a verdict of keeping or not. Next up we have one from Bohemian Polish. This one is Crystal Method. This is adorable, and actually this should be in my spring rack. This is a very light lavender. It's acrylic and it's got black matte glitters and pastel glitters. That needs to be on my spring rack. That is absolutely adorable. Okay, next up, I will try to go by brand when I can, but a lot of these have definitely shuffled. This one is Baby Girl Lacquer, Australian Fire Opal. This was actually from the very first month that I shopped Polish Pickup. This was January's Polish Pickup for the month of Gemstones and Crystals. So that had to have been, I think, January 2018. And this one is a really pretty multi-chrome with flakies. And while this does have all the different colors from green to purple, I'm seeing gold as well. A lot of what I'm really seeing is a face of green. So I think I'm actually going to be okay letting this one go. I have never worn it. As pitiable as that is, I have never worn it. So I think I am going to go ahead and just start there and destash that one. Okay, next up we have a Lacquer Bee Squared. This is Let's Celebrate. It was a limited edition and it's a purple hollow. It is gorgeous. I think you can see this coming a mile away. This is not going anywhere. I do, of course, need to compare all of those purple hollows when I get a chance, but for the time being, it's going to stay. Next, we have one from Bliss Polish. This is Mimi. This is a very pretty shade of like a minty green, not like a pastel mint, but more like a mid-tone shade of mint. And there's hollow in here and a light golden shimmer that you can see there. This is a beautiful color. This is staying as well. Next up, we have one from Blue Eyed Girl Lacquer. This is a magnetic, and this one is called Science is Curiosity. This is another Polish Pickup polish from November 2018. This one, well, it is a magnetic, so let's see how it looks. So it's another multi-chrome with some hollow glitter. And there you can see some of that multi-chrome being pulled up into the magnetic line. Yeah, I'm going to hold on to that one. We have another Blue-Eyed Girl lacquer. This is Merman Pops. Merman. And it's from the color box from July 2016. I think this one came to me in a mystery box. And I love this kind of polish. This Crelly with flakies. And this one has a lot of different kinds of flakies. So this is staying. We have one from Bear Polish. This is Happy Birthday again. And this one is a lighter shade of almost a dusty purple. There's some hollow glitter in it and a pink shimmer. And it's got hollow, so it's a specialty finish. This is going to stay in my collection. I love this shade range. All right, let's go ahead and do the Butter Londons that I have. I, as you can see, have a few that I've taken off the square caps. Those really drove me crazy because I wanted to put my little nail caps on them. Of course, I kept them. They're somewhere in my stash, but the first one from Butter London is Petal. This color was on my wish list for quite a while, and I have it in my collection. Now, have I worn it? Guiltily? No, I have yet to wear this one, but I do want to hold on to it. Next up is a micro glitter called Rosie Lee. This is a beautiful rosy gold color, almost leaning more towards the copper side of things than pink, and that's going to stay in the collection as well. Next up is Absolutely. This is a burgundy cream or crelly. I actually don't remember which, but I love this kind of color, so this is staying as well. Next, we have No More Weighty Katie, and I want to say this is one of the very first polishes that I got from Butter London, maybe in a D-stash. I want to say maybe it was a D-stash. And this is a gray with purple glitter. This is not going anywhere. Next up, we have British Racing Green. I feel like this is a classic. It is a beautiful green with a green shimmer. This is staying. Then we have Candy Floss, and this one appears to be a very white-based light blue. Yeah, like the palest of blues. And I want to say I probably got this in a mystery box or a Goodwill bag. And I think I'm okay just letting that one go. So we're going to go ahead and destash Candy Floss. Next up, we have a purple called Corblimey. And this one is sort of a shimmer. There's like a copper flash. There you go, right there. Oh yeah, this is beautiful. I don't know if you can see the shimmer on here, but that is gorgeous. So that is staying. All right, just a couple more Butter Londons. This one is called British Khaki. I seem to have gotten a lot of the British collection somehow. Maybe those came to me in a mystery box or something. But yeah, this is a very interesting khaki color. And I feel like I don't have this kind of color in my collection. So I want to go ahead and hold on to that one. Might be a nice sparkly base for some layering. And then we have Brown Sugar. This is actually a more complex finish than a lot of the polishes from this brand. It's got this maroon red base with gold shimmer, and then there are these like pink glitters. It's very unusual, so I want to hold on to that one as well. All right, next let's go ahead and do Bow Polish. This first one is Swamp. This is utterly gorgeous. I want to say a few of these are magnetic. I have a notation on one of them that it's magnetic, but in any case, a lot of the bow polishes I did get in mystery boxes. This is utterly gorgeous. It's a larger particled multi-chrome shimmer, so that's staying. Then we have Fit for a King. Oh, wow. That is stunning. So this is kind of like a rust-leaning red. There's a lot of different particles in here. There's those green flakes. Wow, I don't even know if I could describe everything else that's in here. I'm seeing a flaky that's an orange as well. And maybe even like a silver holographic flake. It's beautiful and super unique, not going anywhere. Next up is Explode the World. This is kind of like a dusty denim blurple or indigo. There's a lot of components in this one as well. I'm seeing ghost blurple flakes. There's copper flakes. There's hollow. This is not going anywhere either. This is beautiful. Next we have Worlds Collide. Ooh. So this is like a teal jelly. Again, we have ghost flakies, but they're a different kind than what was in here. So in Explode the World, they're purpler. In Worlds Collide, they're more true blue. And then intermixed with that is like green microflake. And I want to say hollow. That is gorgeous. Not going anywhere. Next, we have Abandoned. And this is also not going anywhere. I need to remember to pull this out in the fall season. This is almost like a brown leaning purple, a very deep, like bruise purple. It has two different kinds of flakes. I'm seeing purple and copper, and there's hollow. So that is staying as well. Then we have Breaking Walls. This is another Prugly shade, and I do want to hold on to this. I don't have too many that fall into this realm. I definitely am not a collector of them, but I do like the ones that have fallen into my hands that I have kept. Mind you, there definitely have been a few that have fallen into my hands and gone straight out because they were too much for me, but I like this shade. It is a really beautiful olive cream with flakies. That's not going anywhere. That'll stay. The next one is Turn Back Time, another purple with flakies. That also has a bit of hollow as well, and that's not going anywhere either. And then this is one that has a notation that it's magnetic. This is Sirens. So this is a metallic teal or turquoise. Oh, and then when you put the magnet on it, the silver aspect of it gets pulled up into the magnetic line. Oh yeah, that's not going anywhere either. Okay, next up we have two Beyond the nail polishes. I think these are the only two that I have from the brand. The first one is an Oops Lunenburg. This one has a lot of micro glitter, and it's this sort of a rust orange that is staying. The next one is called Anna's Hummingbird, and this one is a really pretty, almost like pearl or metallic purple. There's green multi-chrome flakies in here. That is staying as well. Let's see. Oh, we have one more from Bear Polish. This one is the Ponds, and it has a little heart. So this is a really beautiful shade of, well, kind of like a pond water green. It's not quite slimy, but it is sort of that edge of murkiness. It, of course, has a flare of hollow, and there's a little bit of blue, larger particled shimmer in there. This is staying. That is absolutely gorgeous. And then it looks like I have one more from Bear Polish. This is Maleficent. This is a very pretty, like berry leaning purple. What I find interesting is around the edges, it almost has like a brown tinge to it. And I can't quite tell if that is just the base color or if there is a brown quality to it. But either way, it is a purple and it's a hollow, so that is staying. All right, next up, let's go ahead and do my Black Heart Beauty polishes. These used to be sold at Hot Topics, and I don't know if they are selling them again, but I think when I went a couple of years ago to see if they had any more or like it changed their stock that they had, they didn't have nail polish like at all. And when I asked one of the sales associates, it sounded like they were going to change things up, but I don't know how. I haven't been back since. But in any case, I do have some of these skull bottles from the brand that they used to sell, which was Black Heart Beauty. And this one is called Green AB Iridescent NP. I will say their names were very uncreative for the most part, but this one is a really beautiful like scarab green multichrome. You can see around the edges of the shape of that skull some of the colors that this goes to. You have purples, pinks, and gold. A little bit of orange as well. Here's more how it would look on the nail, but I do want to hold on to that one. The next one is Midnight Galaxy, at least a bit more of a creative name. This is a very dark blue, almost purple leaning hollow that is staying. Next up we have Teal Galaxy. Some of them do have some slightly more creative names. This is another hollow, this time in a beautiful turquoise, and that is staying as well. Next up we have Scale Shimmer NP. So this one is a shimmer in a turquoise base. There's golds and pinks and sort of a larger particle. That is absolutely beautiful, very mermaidy, so that is staying. Next up we have BH Kelly Green Shimmer, and I remember this as being one of the last polishes that I did purchase from them when I was able to still find them in stores, and this one I think ends up looking a little bit more interesting in the bottle than it does on the nail. Here it is swatched and it's sort of this dark green metallic, so it might not be the most exciting, but I actually do like the look of it, so I will be holding on to that one as well. Next up we have Iridescent Peacock, and this is very pretty. It's a dark blue with a peacock green and blue shifting shimmer, so that is staying. Next up we have Gray Iridescent, and this one is a mid-tone kind of darker leaning gray with some iridescent shimmer. You can see it around the edges of the skull. Again, you've got turquoise, purple, fuchsia. There's a lot of different colors, but I will say once it's on the nail, at least in my swatch here, I'm not really seeing too much of those colors. So I think I will go ahead and let this one go. Next up we have Oil Slick Iridescent, and this one is a green with larger particled shimmer that goes from red to orange. There's some gold. This one is actually very interesting, especially for not really a drugstore brand, but like a mainstream mall brand. So a very interesting mix here. There you can see it on the swatch ring. So that one is staying. Next up is Dark Purple Galaxy, and this is a purple hollow. So you guessed it, this is staying as well. And then the last one from Blackheart Beauty is BH Cursed, which is their black cream. So that is staying as well. All right, moving on to the next brand, we have a couple from Black Dahlia Lacquer. Looks like I only have 2 bottles, but that seems wrong. I should have more, I thought. Maybe some of them are in the topper pile. Anyways, the first one is Black Magic, and it is a black jelly with some hollow particles. I think maybe some hollow glitter and red metallic glitter. I think I'm okay letting this one go. I definitely have sort of changed my tune about blackened polishes since the last time I did my destash. That was a couple of years ago at this point, and I feel like I was destashing, and I changed that. I was definitely destashing a lot of blackened polishes and a lot of blackened green polishes, or very, very blackened teal polishes as well. So I've changed my tune a little bit on those. I have been drawn a little bit more to them as of late, but this one I feel leans a little bit bronzy, so I think I'm all right just letting that one go. And then the second one from Black Dahlia Lacquer is Fusion. And this is a really beautiful mix of multi-chromatic flakies. I think there's at least a couple of different kinds. And shimmer, that one is definitely going to stay. Next up, I have a couple of miscellaneous bee polishes. So I have Black Lace Cosmetics and Bohemian Polish. Actually, I think, didn't we do Bohemian Polish? Yes, I had one other Bohemian Polish that we did already, and it's in my spring rack. Okay, so the other one from Bohemian Polish is Cloak and Dagger, and this was a really interesting, slightly dusty red. It's a gorgeous shade. It has a lot of different particles going on as well as hollow. That is staying. And then the one from Black Lace Cosmetics is Death by Donuts. This one came out in October's Polish Pickup for 2018. And this one is a very interesting color. Not a color that I normally would have gone for, but this was based on donuts, so it kind of had this like frosted appearance. And I thought it was really cute at the time, but I've never reached for it. And I feel like I have a lot of other colors in the neutral range that I might reach for over this. And I think it's mainly just because of how this one I feel looks on my skin tone. It's a little bit too gray leaning in the base, so I think I will go ahead and let this one go. All right, next up, Baroness X seems to have mixed in with my Berry M's, but I think it should be Berry M first. Okay, so some of these I got in mystery boxes, I think, or Goodwill bags, and some of them I did buy through a redistributor here in the US because these are a UK brand. So the first one from Berry M that I got is Blue Glacier, and this is a really beautiful icy, like green leaning aqua, and then it has a golden shimmer. Now I know I mentioned golden shimmers in my last destash video as sort of one of my new rules of polishes that might be on the chopping block because of it. But after going over that video, it seems I have a caveat probably to that, and it's not just a gold shimmer. It's often a gold shimmer in specific bases. So there are other shades, this is one of them, where I find it very complementary. So there is sort of a give and take with the golden shimmer rule, but in any case, I am going to hold on to Blue Glacier. That is a very pretty one. Next up, we have a purple cream. This one is Blackberry. This one I want to say I possibly got in a Destash, and it is a very pretty, like mulberry purple cream that is staying. Next up, we have a shimmer, and this one is called Ice Queen. And if I'm remembering correctly, based on the textured cap, it is a textured polish in a pearl finish. And I still have yet to wear this, although this is a finish that I find myself hoping for a lot in the winter time, this pearl finish, and I still have yet to actually get it on my nails. So I do want to hold on to this and see if I can't use it at least as an accent nail and try it out. But I think this is one that I did get from the redistributor, but that was Ice Queen. Next up is Socialite. This is one of their glitters in a beautiful pink. There are blue, like ghostly flakies that shift to an aqua. There's holographic glitter. This is a very, very fun mix. It is a little bit on the squishy side, but I do enjoy that. And it also does make it versatile. I can use it as a topper if I so desire. And it's just a really pretty combo, so that is staying. Next up is Jellyfish. This came in the Under the Sea collection. This is a very light shimmer polish in a very light purple base, and then there's a strong green shimmer in it. This one is staying. Next up is in purple. This is Fashion Icon. I remember seeing the swatches of this probably on someone else's channel here on YouTube, and it blew me away. This was a must grab when I found out that I could get it. I think this is another one that I did grab through whatever that redistributor was that I was able to find these through a couple of years ago, and I don't even know if they still are redistributing these in the US, but this is another very fun mix of flakies and glitter and shimmer, all in a purple. So this is not going anywhere, that is staying. Next up is one called Indigo, and this is another cream. I love this shade. So compared to Ecstasy Indigo from Borges, this one is way brighter and bluer by comparison, but both shades are beautiful, so this is staying as well. And then the last one that I have, nope, there's one more. One of the last ones that I have from Barry M is Dragonfish. And this is another from the Under the Sea collection. This is in a beautiful fuchsia, again with shifting shimmer, so this is staying as well. Now we're getting into the last one from Barry M. This one is called Denim, and this is a denim blue with some silver shimmer. And this is the first one that I will say it's not the most exciting, so I do want to see this one swatched. Oh wow, this is pretty opaque in one coat. Wow, yeah, that's actually very impressive. So there it is in just one coat. I mean, again, it is very impressive. I just still am hesitating on the color. So I think this is one that I did get in a mystery box. I think I'm just going to go ahead and let this one go. So that's the only one from Barry M we're destashing. That was Denim. All right, now a couple more miscellaneous bees. Nope, the Barry L has more hidden back there. So we're going to go for these two miscellaneous bees. We have one from Bella Rossio. This is one that I did get in a mystery box. This one is Candy Corn. This one is not going anywhere. I really need to remember to pull this out for fall. I'm pretty sure I've said that the last couple of times I've run across this bottle because it's absolutely gorgeous. So that is staying. And then I have one from Born Pretty. It is a stamping polish. And I guess I don't name them. It just seems to be number 410. And this one I got mainly because of the color. I was on a search to find this sort of a sable brown leaning gray, and I still have yet to wear this, and I want to say I've had this for quite a long time, and I feel like I've had better luck since finding other colors that I like a little bit better in this shade range. Yeah, we're going to go with it. I'm going to go ahead and destash that one. Okay, now we have a lot from Baroness X. The first one is called Raw, and I think this is a magnetic. Yeah. Woo. So it's got sort of a red base with an orange magnetic pull, and then there are flakies in here. This is beautiful. This is another one that I need to remember to pull out on my next fall rack. Next up, ooh, we have another magnetic. This is 2% Butterscotch Ripple. Very pretty polish. This one's not going anywhere. That was 2% Butterscotch Ripple. Next up, we have Dawn of the Wind, another magnetic. Just keep the magnetic right next to me, or the magnet right next to me. Here we go. So that has a lot of different colors going on. You have this blackened base with a lot of red shimmer, and then the teal and purple get pulled up into the magnetic line. That's not going anywhere. Next up, we have Tragedy of the Fairy. This was a limited edition duo with FCL. Ooh, this is beautiful. So this is almost like a brown charcoal. Wow, look at that. So it has hollow, it has shimmer, it's got holographic glitter. Wow, that is very unique. I don't even remember this polish. Another reason why I'm going through drawer by drawer to see what I have. Wow, yeah, I really need to get that on my nails. That is gorgeous. So obviously not going anywhere. Okay, the next one is Unbowed, Unbent, and Unbroken. This is a really beautiful orange. There's a larger particled like gold glass flake in there. There's also some other shimmer particles and maybe even some hollow. This is a really nice creamy orange, so I like it. We're going to go ahead and hold on to that one as well. The next one is Bow to the Paper Gods. It's a prototype. I love this shade of purple. It is a very summery, bright shade. It's got flakies in it. It's just gorgeous. That is staying. Next up, we have Crypt. I want to say that Crypt might be one of my first polishes from the brand, and I think I got it through a destash. And it is a really beautiful blue to purple multichrome. There's hollow and a little bit of like gold fleck in it. That is staying as well. Next up is In a Galaxy Purr Away. This one came out in one of her cat boxes that she had a few years ago now. I actually don't know if any of them have the year on it, but it was galaxy themed and cats. So it had a lot of like galaxy names with cat themes. It also had a couple that had like Star Trek names in them, so it was just really right up my alley. And I haven't seen her do this in quite a long time. I think that was the only box that I ever really saw, but I would love to see it again. It was, like I said, just perfectly me. So that's not going anywhere. This is a gorgeous blue polish. It has a hollow component, it has flakies, multichrome components. Like I said, just not going anywhere. That is utterly gorgeous. Next up is Celestial Warrior. This is another magnetic. And another gorgeous one that's not going anywhere. Holy moly. Wow. The larger particle magnetic pigment in here is dazzling. You see electric green around the edges, or at least you could. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I can definitely see it in person. The gold and the red is also pulling up into the magnetic line. There's multichromatic flakies in here. This is one of those polishes I think you could also just wear unmagnetized. It's that stunning. It is like, I'm speechless. It's gorgeous. So Celestial Warrior is not going anywhere. Next up is Space Cat. This is another one that came in that box from Baroness X that was cat and space themed. This is a really beautiful metallic flaked polish that might even be a magnetic. What am I seeing there? That looks magnetic to me, does it not? I don't know, but it's absolutely gorgeous. I love the silver flakies in here. It's a very pretty shade of this berry toned purple. It's not going anywhere either. It is gorgeous. Next up is Celine. I believe I got one of my bottles of this in a mystery box because I think this is one of the polishes that I did end up with two of, and I did already have one in my collection. It does have a really beautiful special moon cabochon on it, and it is a dark gray with a blue shimmer. So this definitely does lean into that darkened polish that I just hadn't really been reaching for, but I like this kind of a polish enough that I think this could scratch an itch for a very specific feel for this kind of a polish or desire to wear this kind of a polish, so I do want to hold on to that one. Next up we have Vino y Rosas, and this is a very pretty dusty pink. There's gold holographic glitter. I think there's a finer hollow particle in here. This is another beautiful color, so I'm keeping that one as well. Ooh, this one is Bewitched, came out in HHC 322. Oh my goodness. Wowzers. This might even have to go in my summer rack. This is utterly gorgeous. It has so many of these different kinds of glass flake in there. There's green, purple, fuchsia, all in this beautiful blue base. So it might be a little bit deeper than a lot of the colors that I would reach for in the summer, but those glass flakes are popping brightly. So I want that in my pile that I've been collecting for summer. Next up, we have Shift Storm, and this is a really beautiful periwinkle shade. It's a acrylic that has a purpley glow and hollow glitter. I think on camera that glow is actually green. Yep, it's green. So you're seeing green on camera. I'm seeing purple in person. So there's a beautiful shifting shimmer. And that base, oh yeah, there we go. Look at that. That is beautiful. So that is staying. Next up, we have Live Long and Pause Purse. This is another one that came out in that space-themed cat box. And you guessed it, it's not going anywhere. It's also purple, so it has a lot of things going for it. So that's staying. Next up we have Glimro, and this is another multi-chrome. So this has a like purple to fuchsia to dark blue, gold and green. Look at all the colors. Multi-chrome was one of the first finishes that I really fell in love with in indie polish. I had never really seen it before. The closest I had was a duochrome that Revlon came out with. I think I've mentioned it before on my channel, and I was just so entertained by how shifty your fingers could look. One minute you're wearing purple nail polish, the next in other lighting you're wearing a green nail polish. It just blew my mind. So when I discovered multi-chromes that have this many different shifts going on, sometimes all in the same lighting, I just instantly fell in love, and I still utterly adore them. So that's not going anywhere. Next up we have Auroral Song. And this is another stunning color. I don't know why some of these are so dusty. This is a beautiful dark blue, almost with like a UP shift in it. If not, maybe it's a UP sibling, and then flakies. You guessed it, not going anywhere. All right, so that was the last of the Baroness X, and now we're getting into a few from Burial. This first one is Passion Fruit. And this is actually a very interesting shade of orange. I feel like the outside of the bottle has sort of separated a little bit. It's like a very light shade of clay. So I want to hold on to that. That's a nice one for fall, also for layering. This next one also has separated wildly. This is Rusted Vintage Boots. I got this on, I think, Trans Design, which has quite a lot of discounted nail polish. And this is another beautiful one. I got it when I was on the hunt for a terracotta rusty orange. And I still have yet to get this on my nails. Guilty as charged, but I am going to hold on to it. The next one is the last one in Burial. This one is Elle's Spell. And I actually don't remember if I got this in a D-stash or a mystery box or a Goodwill bag. But y'all, look at those flakies. This is a squishy red base with shifting flakes that shift the colors of UP. So we have green, red, and gold. And there's even more colors. At the edges of the bottle, I'm seeing like a purple, which I don't think I'm going to get to come out to play on camera, but I don't think this is going to surprise anybody. This is not going anywhere either. All right, down to our last two. These are both from Believe Beauty. The green one is called Knighted, and this is a really gorgeous, like deep army green in a cream. This is a beautiful shade, so that's not going anywhere. Then we have a Golden Girl, and let's see, I did swatch a couple of golden polishes. How does this seem to compare? So we had one from 77 Nail Lacquer. It was something about Sunny You Should Know or something along those lines. And then China Glaze Mustard the Courage. So it's close to the tone of Mustard the Courage, but as you can see, it's a lot lighter. But I do like it better than the tone, almost like a Dijon-y mustard that the 77 had. So I do think I want to hold on to this. This one's sort of like a daffodil butter. I actually don't know how I want to describe this, but I am pickier on my yellow shades, if you haven't heard me say that before. If you're a regular, I'm sure you're tired of hearing me say it, especially if you like yellows. But I do like the shade, so I do want to hold on to that one. And there we have it. That wraps up the third tray of my D-stash, are bees. So that was 7 that I got rid of, which is not a lot considering how many polishes we went through in this drawer. But hey, if I can get rid of 5 bottles per drawer, I'll take it. It's a start. As always, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you had a good time. If you're new, make sure to hit the little subscribe button down below. That way you don't miss out on any of my new videos, and I will see you in that next one.